Hold me close. I'm 6 feet from the edge. And
Wait, speak.
What?
Maybe not a. Maybe not
Rest
a great
in
time.
peace. What is it? What was his name?
Liam Payne?
Payne? Yeah,
I think
Liam
it's Liam Payne.
Yeah. All you directioners out there, man.
Hold me now.
I can't even imagine what it was like for the girls that got like tattoos.
Oh my
Or
god.
the girls that had like all the.
They were
fucking-
huge. One Direction was pretty big.
Dude.
Now,
One
I
of
don't
the
know.
biggest boy bands. One of them for sure.
I don't think they ever hit like NSYNC level.
You don't think so?
I mean, I don't know. We got to look at the.
I think they hit NSYNC level.
It could have. They 100%
I don't
could
know
have.
what NSYNC level really is because I wasn't alive or like conscious during that time. But
Backstreet Boys. What else? What? There's a lot of like boy bands,
there's a lot
like
of
really
great
good
boy bands out
Bro.
there actually. But One Direction, man, they just had like
Now it's K-pop. K-pop boy bands.
that shit is wild to me.
Insane. When
It
Adam was
actually
talking
blows
about
my
like
mind, dude.
the craziness that he would see at those K-pop shows.
Just K-pop in general, because I don't understand the culture. I mean, I get it from an outsider's perspective looking in, but like, it's just
Their
a
beats are
lot.
banging.
Their beats are banging. It's just different. It's just different.
It is different. It's
Yeah.
100% different.
But anyway, welcome. Oh my God, it's windy.
I know it's smooth.
It's so windy.
It's so windy. Episode 12.
Episode 12, the final mix with
Woo-hoo.
REM music. Here we are atop. Oh God, everything's
Everything is
shaking.
shaking.
Everything's shaking.
We are how
It's
many?
Milton all over again.
we're what? 42 floors up.
Yeah, we are on the 42nd floor of the Bank of America building
Yep.
in Tampa, Florida. It used to be the tallest building. Now there's another one. I don't know what it is. I think this is like
Are
the
you
fifth
mean in
tallest.
Tampa?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
okay. I thought you meant like ever. I'm like, I don't think so.
No. Far from it. I mean, maybe not far from it, but 42
It's
floors
pretty
is a
high
lot,
up.
dude. Yeah. But yeah, it was the tallest building in Tampa once upon a time. Now it's like the fifth or the sixth tallest, something
Yeah,
like that.
it is currently. How many degrees out is it? It is
I don't know what it is up
To
here,
a
man. We're in a whole
Floridian,
different altitude
yeah,
up here, dude.
to a
Shit.
Floridian. It is the coldest day ever.
It was
Right
51
now,
degrees this morning.
what do you think it is right now?
62.
65.
Wow.
Yeah, I would think it's like 50.
Really?
Bro, I am.
Man.
My hands. I think the thing with me is like my hands get cold really easily, and so do like my feet. Like, I think I have like, a disease. What do you call it?
Disease? Oh my God.
No, it's like where you like your extremities get cold easily. I think it's
Yeah.
like a lack of iron or something.
Yeah, like
but
what is that? Oh.
anemic? It's not.
Yes, anemia.
Maybe I have anemia. I don't know.
Yeah, you're anemic.
I mean, I don't know.
Maybe.
I've
A lot
never
of
been
people don't.
diagnosed.
They don't have their iron. You know, you gotta take your Flintstone gummies.
Yeah, I just go up to like random.
I don't know if that has
like,
iron in it. I'll be honest with you.
I go up to like random metal poling or mechanical objects and just lick it.
I'm trying to get all that back, bro. At my
Home Depot, I go crazy.
just licking all the copper. Fucking goes the wiring section. I went to or not. Where was I saying? What was I saying?
Where'd you go?
I work at the hatchery, right? I was thinking
Uh-huh.
iron deficiencies. I work at the hatchery, and we have a really bad scaling issue. Like we have
Like
calcium.
fish scaling?
That's hilarious, actually. I didn't even think about that until
Oh,
just now.
sorry.
What
No.
a great pun. No, what I'm talking about is calcium scaling, which is a big issue in Florida. Like limestone scaling, anywhere like Orlando, all the SeaWorld and all the theme parks, they go
Yeah.
through this because there's calcium in the water, and you have to get that shit out. But it's really hard to, and when you have a lot of water, it like builds up, and it like will literally fill your pipes with rocks of calcium because
Oh,
it'll like
shit.
collect in deposits. So all the like a lot of water in Florida is really hard, and you have to make it not hard. You have to soften it, right? You have a water softener, so you have to soften it. And in like Central Florida, it's like a lot. It's like a lot of calcium. And at the hatchery, bro, it's like we literally just pull out bricks.
Oh my
but
god.
we always make jokes that like if you have a calcium issue, you know, come to the hatchery and just start drinking the water. Because like you're literally gonna take
so it's
in
like a
all that
kidney
calcium.
stone.
Yes,
for
that's
water.
that's pretty much how kidney stones work, if I'm not mistaken. You have
yeah.
hardness in the water that you're drinking, and
Yeah.
just like all the deposits. I'm not sure exactly. There's other stuff that influences that, obviously, but like you just like build up stones in your kidneys.
Well, a lot of people say too, like when they take showers or whatever in Florida, like the water feels different. Like it definitely feels like when I was. Like if I'm in Seattle or Louisiana, the water 100% feels different.
Yeah, that makes sense. What does
Like-
it feel like in Louisiana? I've never taken a shower in Louisiana, you know.
to me, it kind of just like slid off a little bit easier. Like here, and like too, a lot of people like me, sometimes I'll be taking a shower, I just start fucking sneezing uncontrollably. And I also talk to
might be something different.
No, I talk to some people, and they're like, you know, I had the same thing, and I'm like, I'm allergic. They said they were allergic to the water. I don't know if you were allergic to that.
Or in Louisiana?
In Florida.
Oh.
In Florida. In Louisiana, it was fine, I guess. I mean,
interesting. Well, what's crazy, and I never thought about it being from Florida, but like New York has some of the best bakeries, right? And they're known for like their water making amazing dough, right? Like all the Italians came through and they made.
They bring amazing.
But they fucking started bringing their water down here because when they make their dough down here, it's
like it's not the fucking same.
It is not the same.
It's not the same. I gotta get the water.
Like, it's not the same, but like. Just the going up north, tasting the bread, and then coming back here, it's like, oh,
the water's more
trash,
Italian,
bro.
It's more Italian up
there. Yeah, definitely, bro. It's seen some shit.
The water.
They say they're sleeping with the fishes.
Yeah.
You know, it gives the
that makes sense.
The water
sleeping good.
Extra,
sleeping good.
Real good.
Hurricanes. We just went through 2. Jake
Ward. Speaking of a
Ward.
hurricane.
How you doing?
Howdy.
Speaking of hurricanes, what I was going to lead into, careful with it. What I was going to lead into with the hurricanes was, where did I stay at the hurricanes? I stayed at Jake Ward's house. Where did you stay?
I stayed at a couple different places. I never actually made it over to y'all's place, but I was jumping in between spots. I made sure my place in Tampa was secure. Made sure my place, like my parents' place, was secure. Hung out with a friend. Jumped back over to my parents' place. So it's I was back and forth, but everybody's okay except for the place in Tampa. That place is fucking gone. That shit is not destroyed.
Rest in peace to the Tampa Casa.
The Temple Terrace
Casa. Yeah. Who do we have here? Who are you?
I'm Jake Ward.
The man, the myth, the legend.
Clocking out.
Yeah, take it off.
Officially not bound to the laws of Tampa Club.
Nothing he says will be to this guy.
We out here, baby.
You like it?
Can you hear anything with the wind? Is it gonna?
Yeah.
No,
just
we're good.
Keep it close.
Keep it close. All right.
Keep it close. Don't shove it
nice
in your
and
mouth.
intimate.
I've got like 7 minutes.
All right.
But in the 7 minutes, we'll do things. So we're at my job. You're welcome.
Yeah,
Tampa
thank
Club.
you for letting us film outside.
Shout out to Tampa Club.
Taking over my place of employment.
As we've always done. Jake is the one that we've talked about in the last podcast that has employed us all at some point.
At some point, I've been a cornerstone, an archstone that we needed.
I'm not even a server, and he fucking made it happen for me, dude.
It had to be. So what's the vibe here? What are we doing? What are we talking about?
Well, we're talking about the hurricane right now. So how were you during the hurricane? You're up in Spring Hill, so what was going on up there?
We were chilling. It was windy as fuck, and then lost power for about 12 hours, and then...
That is true. You had the generator.
I did have the generator. Christian was with us, so that was a fun shebang. He came up the day before, helped us set up all the plywood and like window protection, which was very helpful, and then we got absolutely
like
blackout
7 o'clock in the morning.
Came,
no
right?
good.
Like
we got blacked out the day before the day that the hurricane was coming.
Blackface.
Blacked out.
We'll edit that part out. Shit face
Oh my
hammer.
God.
Oops. The day before, which was a mistake, because I'm like, all right, if we're going to be going through the hurricane, going through a national statewide catastrophe, you don't want to be fucked up while something bad could be happening. So I'm like, we'll do it the day before, which I think being hungover as all can be, the next day might have been even worse. Because
that was rough.
I would have just rather walked out into the storm and hadn't it taken me.
It was
home
bro.
now. I'm 6 feet from the edge, and I'm
as we started, we were singing it.
Just send a 2x4 straight through my chest, like through the heart.
Wow.
But we got through it.
That's tough going into the hurricane like that.
Yeah, that was dumb. That was a dumb move. So I think.
I was like.
We drank 3 bottles of whiskey. A Woodford, a Knob Creek, and a fucking...
Bamboo.
The Boom Boo, too.
The Boom Boo.
But then,
that was
a Horse Soldier. They were all empty by the next morning.
I was supposed to go there
that makes so much sense. And there was only 2-3 of us, kind of, because Dom drank a decent amount.
She had a couple fashions, but she mostly had, I think.
That makes so much sense now.
That was ridiculous.
Yeah, in the morning, we felt like shit.
Yeah, that was a bad move.
That was fucking rough.
Don't do that.
Yeah, that was not good.
Other than that, it was just, the usual hurricane couple days off of work, which wasn't too bad.
It wasn't too bad. There was one point we were out on
on
the patio. We were out on the patio and we're just smoking cigars, and it's a screened-in patio, and there's a couple of trees behind, and we cut. Well, Jake cut a limb earlier.
We're sitting on the patio. It's a screened-in thing, and one of the branches of one of the trees was smacking into the screen. I'm like, oh, this is 3 hours before like it was actually hitting. So we're like, all right, that's gonna fuck up the screen for sure. So I went out there with a little hatchet and a raincoat, and I chopped the thing down, which was good because it would have absolutely, when it was going full tilt winds, it would have absolutely wrecked us. So that was good, but then we're sitting out there 2 hours later in the middle of it, 12 a.m., 1 a.m. when it was
it is fucking just like...
the wind was going crazy. We're out there, still had power, smoking cigars, and then I called my buddy, and I'm on the phone with him, just giving him the situation update, and then we just hear crack behind us. We're like, oh, fuck. That's the big-ass oak tree that's hanging out.
Yeah, we thought we were going to fucking die.
We all, go, move.
Yeah, we all got up, like, we looked at each other and, like, running.
And then we stand we're still outside, fully could be getting hit by whatever obstruction is coming to take us down, but we're looking. We're like, all right, what is this? What is, like this? It was, oh, no!
Nothing broke. Nothing broke.
Speak of the devil.
That's okay.
Speak of the devil.
I think.
Okay.
Maybe not.
It should be fine.
That one doesn't seem okay. That particular channel doesn't seem okay.
We have manifested a live experience.
We're okay.
Hello. Yeah, it should be fine. It's all right.
The glass didn't even break.
Yeah,
that's kind of a miracle.
What are these? Reserved by Libby.
Yes,
by Diddy.
Reserved by Diddy. Oh, no.
Yeah, that's essentially what just happened out there on the patio, and then
said, I'll show you motherfuckers.
I go outside and I see it's just a couple.
Milton heard us talking
snapped
shit,
off.
bro.
And we were good to go. Than that, lost power, played cards, did a puzzle, turned into 70-year-old men, and just in a nursing home, doing various activities.
Yeah, playing puzzles. I was
playing
puzzles
back in my.
Can I play some puzzles? We were doing puzzles, card games that got heated.
Debating the rules, and we looked it up the next day. Dom downloads the like Rummy app on her phone and was playing it, and she was playing by the rules we had figured out and established. We were just playing up a made-up game. Like, we were not playing by the real rules whatsoever. Like,
really?
Yeah, like.
We looked it up on YouTube.
I know, we were wrong. There was a bunch of rules we missed, and she was like, we were just playing a random game. That was Rummy. It was still a good time.
Hell yeah.
As long as you all were playing by the same rules.
We were playing by the same rules, and then Jake did okay, this is what Jake did. We were playing by the rules, and then it's like you put down this, like, I have 3 queens or some shit like that, right? Okay. That's where we're at. And then Jake tricked us and put like 8 cards down, and we didn't realize
that was during bullshit.
Was that bullshit?
We were playing bullshit.
That sounds like some bullshit.
No, okay, so Rummy's what?
Rummy's the... This is real music content right here.
Well, by the way, Jake Ward is the #1 person who has nothing to fucking do with, like, festivals. You do have a lot to do with music in the sense of, like, you have listened to a lot of our music, have critiqued it, you listen to a various amount of music.
He's our consumer audience. This is our ideal consumer audience.
He's the #1.
The ear to check against, I suppose, of like whatever.
No, 100%.
And the system, bro, with that fat ass sub in your car.
Yeah, you're like, oh my God.
Let's give the review on a big
Jake is like the construction.
Needs more sub.
Like stage development of like just your random shit that you've made, which hopefully we can get to, of like you building the box for the speakers. And just like who you are, your all that stuff. But anyway,
compounds.
So we were playing, and Jake tricked us. You're supposed to put a certain amount of cards
and say how many cards you're putting down. Like, 3 threes I'm putting down when you're trying to look at it. And at the end of the game, I took like a stack of 8 cards. I was like 1-7, which the 7 on top was correct. So when they double checked me, they're like bullshit, and they looked at it. It was 1-7, but the 7 cards below that were not that.
Yeah.
They were like, well, you can't do that. I'm like, well, this is a game of lying and deception.
It's
this
true.
Is supposed to be trickery. That's
it's
why
true.
I was tricking and
It wasn't. We
was
agreed.
A clean victory.
We agreed that it was like you can lie about what the card is, but not the quantity.
I don't know. So this is a very.
But we looked it up, and he was fine. He was okay. He just outsmarted us.
Okay.
We just didn't know it at the time.
I was gonna say, because that's the rules that I've always played by. My games of bullshit have always been very competitive. So if I was learning the wrong rules, I had to know right here and now. But
he was right. He was just ahead of the curve.
It
He was just
house
ahead of
rules,
the
baby.
curve.
House
Yeah,
rules.
it was pretty good. It was pretty good. So let's get into it. Jake Ward, how the fuck do we know you? How do you know us?
I walked onto this earth many moons ago. Well, we all went to elementary school together, except for you. I think me, Adam, Eli all went to middle school.
You guys
then
all
high
went to
school.
middle school,
Oh, middle
not
school.
elementary
Okay,
school.
who did you go to? What elementary school did you go
well,
to?
I went to. Well, no,
I was homeschooled.
you went to Explore, right?
I guess we did know each other in
and
Explorer briefly.
Yeah, back in fourth
Whack.
grade.
Yep.
All the way back to
Marissa
then.
went to Explorer.
Yeah, we were in the same class in fourth
So
grade.
crazy.
I know.
Okay, so anyway.
That, then high school, and then it was just through various acquaintances. You know, halfway through high school, you joined into the circle of people I know, and it just kind of culminated that way, and always has stuck. So
How did
And
we
we
meet Jake
always
Ward?
went back to his house.
Jake
No,
Ward,
it
I
was
want you to tell how we met. By the way,
oh, okay. So
the infamous story.
backstory: me and Christian never liked each other. He was,
Hated
freshman, sophomore year of high school. We knew of each other, but didn't ever have any formal greetings.
Mm-hmm.
And our mutual friend of ours, Brenna, she had a party at her house. I forget if it was a birthday
Brenna
party or what
Hatcher.
it was.
Before that,
Okay.
Di Lorenzo, that we saw each other in Di
Oh,
Lorenzo.
yeah, okay, so yeah, in Di Lorenzo's class, it was a movie night, end of school, whatever it was. And I'm sitting there, I was dating a girl at the time, we're sitting there, laying there, we're watching the movie, and then he walks in, he's walking around, chit-chatting with people, and I'm just sitting there like, who's this fucking asshole? Who does he think he is?
Talking to people.
Fucking talking to people and knowing people, what a douche.
And then I saw Jake, and Jake was like, Jake did not look like this Jake at all. Jake, like braces, like short hair, no beard, but he was fucking big, like a bulky motherfucker. And I was like, who's this fucking ripped dude, like coming around, like lifting weights? What a fucking
Who's
asshole.
being a fucking douchebag just sitting there? I'm
Yeah.
like, who are you talking to people? You're like, who are you just sitting there? Fucking cocksucker.
Hated each other for no reason.
for no reason.
good reason.
For no reason, just I'm gonna blame it on like hormones. Just like I fucking hate
Teenage
this guy.
angst.
Testosterone, just marking
Yeah.
your territory.
Fuck you for being fit and caring
Being
about
a-
your health.
Being a male.
Okay, so that we didn't really like each other. So then,
And then, yeah, we were at this party, we're all hanging out. We're kind of across the circle of people hanging out, and some meme gets brought up on a phone. And it was like it was the stupidest shit. It was
It
one
was
of
two of
those
them, it was two of them.
Yeah, it was like one of those brain rot humor sort of things.
it
where
was the
it's-
spoon.
You pick they fucking stuck a spoon in some ice cream and went to go like shake it off into the bowl, and then it just missed the bowl, and it was just funny. And then me and him were sitting there, and we fucking started laughing our ass off. And it's like,
The stupidest meme.
you got some humor.
Yeah, Brenna was like,
man of culture.
Brenna was like, you guys are gonna be best friends. We're like, this fucking asshole. And then sure enough, like,
Yeah,
just
by the end
from
of the
there,
night, it's like, you're not too
I'm on the roof.
You're not too bad. And then yeah, from then on we were buddy and pals, and we would link up at my house and hang out, do bonfires, debaucherous things. We go to Eli's place, hang out in the woods, drink, have bonfires, and just average teenage roughhousing.
Tomfoolery.
Yeah, tomfoolery.
All of the tomfoolery.
Yeah.
Throwing up,
Testosterone
drinking
battles.
as much. Listen, I'm gonna tell the truth. I'm gonna say the truth. Yeah, I'm gonna speak my truth.
Tell the truth, brother. I don't know what
We were alcoholics
Oh, for sure. That was a problem. That was not
at
good.
like 15, 16.
an early
like,
age, drinking way too much, way too frequently.
every weekend, just like
I was a
going.
safe vet by the time I got to college.
Bro, by the time I was 21, I was like, I know what this is, and I'm okay without it. But then I went back into it because now, like,
By
yeah.
real
21,
alcoholism
you put
starts.
down drinking because you've done too much. You're like,
Bro,
that
like
could
we
be
were
an
doing
issue.
bottles, handles of Jack every weekend, every
Bacardi
other weekend.
151 before they stopped making it, dude.
We were mixing fucking. We had beers and Bombay Sapphire and vodka, and then like living in Spring Hill,
Every
like
night someone was in the tub.
yeah, and we had exams. So exams were like you pass
If you
out.
blacked out first, threw up, you get thrown into the bathtub, and then they would turn on the ice cold water to try and sober you up, which scientifically that's not helping shit. It just makes you suffer. So I was a prominent, studious, acute student, and I took a lot of tests, a lot of exams apparently in that bathtub.
Yes.
I would be the first and usually most frequently person who wound up blacked out in this bathtub. And I'd be like, Oh man, yeah, okay. The AP US exam, Spirit of '70s. Andrew Jackson.
Jake, what year was the Constitution signed?
17.
Jake, who was the first president of the United States?
George Bush.
Jake, what is your birthday?
There was one time
today.
we were at the most infamous, in my opinion, of the exams was when.
This is terrible content.
This is great.
Jesus Christ.
This is great. They're like, God, these guys are sick.
It's supposed to be a music channel.
At Alex's house, and Jake was just so fucked up, and they put him in the tub, which Jake is just way bigger than all of us, and like just two people to carry him into the tub, and like we were all fucked up, and me and Chandler are like, oh my God, Jake's dead, he's gone. Like, what are we gonna do? And then Alec was just like, you guys should just go watch comedy special. I think it was Bill Burr. You should just watch Bill Burr on Netflix. We're like, yeah, you're right. We should go watch it. And then me and Chandler are just chilling.
Alec took care of him.
And then just like a couple minutes later, we're like, oh, we should check on Jake. And Jake is just like in his fucking underwear, just being water tortured by a bunch of like teenagers.
Save me.
Just spraying him with the coldest water. Like, when was the Constitution made? And he just spraying water.
Getting waterboarded and quizzed on U.S. history questions, as if that has any bearing on the status of my blood alcohol levels. It just made it.
No, it's
suck.
just meant to keep you conscious.
I guess so, yeah. Which worked. I didn't die.
Yeah, none of us died.
None of us are
It's not
dead.
official
None of us-
medical advice.
I'm not a doctor or anything, but that
So-
was a bunch of horse shit.
So yeah, we did that for years and had a lot of fun. And I would say Jake is the number one, like whether we have like different qualities and personalities, like music, or like we're more talkative or outgoing, Jake is the number one, like handyman, southern boy, kind of how I would say.
Sounds like a weird intro to a gay porn. I don't like
He's a southern
I don't like
boy.
the things y'all say about me behind my back.
the real hot hands.
You got soft hands.
So, Jake, what kind of stuff, like growing up, like your father is obviously like old school, like no bullshit kind of shit. So like growing up, you were like fishing, you were like handyman, building stuff. Like, how was that kind of growing up?
I think it was useful. Being a person in society today, that a lot of people don't know how to do basic things in life, and they kind of find themselves in a hopeless, victimized state of like, oh, I don't know how to change a tire. I don't know how to change my oil. Oh, the AC just turned off. What do I do? Like, being raised to handle your own stuff and be self-reliant, I think was a very valuable way of upbringing, which every day something's going to come along that life is going to throw a curveball at you, and you got to be able to either handle it or say, woe is me, why did this happen to me? And that's not a viewpoint that I like to rely on, of woe is me. So handle it, if something goes wrong, figure it out. And that was a very useful experience growing up, and just various things. My dad being the kind of guy that we never saw a plumber or a AC guy or any electrician, because he would always handle it, and then I'd always be the one there holding the flashlight incorrectly. Hold it on the thing. I am, I swear. 6 hours later, you're like, can I go inside? No. It sucked at the time, but you realize later on there's a very valuable experience to have, and it was a good thing. I mean, other than that, I don't know. It was the value being put on self-reliance, and then also being given quite autonomous freedom. Like, none of our parents really were the strict parent type. It was, you guys go out and do your own thing. Don't get into trouble. Don't be fuck-offs. But if you do, handle it on your own. And we did.
I never thought about
like
that. Thinking about your
whose
dad.
parents these days are like, oh, they're just going to disappear for 2 days to one of their friends' houses, and they're going to come back and they have a stomach ache, but they're hungover because they were partying in the middle of the woods all night or doing whatever.
Like,
and it's like
Squad Week.
Squad
Week. Oh, you're gonna
taking over Daniel Zellen's parents' house when
Yeah.
they moved to freaking Jacksonville.
Yeah, you guys are gonna stay
there
at
was some irresponsibility involved with that one, but it's okay.
It wasn't a flawless system. However,
no, but it was just
I
like,
think-
hey, you guys are gonna stay at your friend's house. What? You're still in high school. You're gonna stay at your friend's house
Live in
for
a
a
beach
week,
house, yeah, for
and
a
just
week,
figure
and just
shit out.
do whatever you
None
want.
of us went back home. We would just drink and smoke, and then be like, guys, we all gotta pack in this one car, like 8 of us, and we gotta go to school. Just all of us getting out.
At the same time, like after 2 days of doing that, we're like, all right, let's not get fucked up.
Yeah,
we can.
We have to cook.
We have to cook food.
We actually learned how to be sustainable during that brief week of debauchery.
How can I be fucked up, but also like capitalize on this moment of responsibility? It's true.
All these things I find are useful ways of. You don't get to pick your comeuppance in life. You don't get to pick how you start and the hand you're dealt and stuff, but you can make the best out of it that you want to or not. We didn't have very rough childhoods, I feel like most of us, but you know, the things you are given and the trials and tribulations you do face, you learn from them or you don't. And I think we learned a bunch of things, and you guys like your music stuff. Eli from day one has always talked about he'd always do the DJing and the festivals and always wanted to be a part of that, like from early on high school. And I was building him little like sub boxes and stuff and like doing all these things, and it's like he's always wanted to do that and he's doing it now. And you always wanted to make music, you and Andrew. And so like when he was starting to do the like production side of it, like getting the computers, getting the mix boards, all the stuff to make it happen, and you guys had the creativity and the drive to want to do it, it was a perfect mix. And it was it worked out well that you guys linked up to do this sort of things. And then made some music, and then, you know, the music thing, it's a 1 in a billion chance you're gonna actually make something out of it. So you guys figured out that you might not have been the 1 in a billion to start, but you're focusing your efforts into the things like into working more actual production, doing gigs, setting up stuff, and like networking around St. Pete and Tampa to then build up that network to perform and do shows, which is a more tangible way of making money and making a living at it, because you can, you know, get the gig, get to know the people, perform the thing, build the reputation, and then carry on, scale, move forward. So I think it's working out, I think, for you guys.
Yeah.
And slowly but surely, you guys are making it happen. I admire the perseverance for sure and the resourcefulness that you guys are employing for this whole thing. So,
damn, bro, thank you.
Yes.
It's been a time for sure, but it's nice to have friends around us that support us and that keep us pushing and keep us moving forward, and you know, making sub boxes and fucking providing the first places that we were performing and doing our fucking our shit, you know, whatever, man. We were kids with dreams. We still are.
Yeah, there's been multiple times that we've been in Jake's room and just like made songs or ran over ideas or freestyled by a bonfire
to Travis Scott songs,
which is invaluable practice. Being able to scream. I remember when we went to Gainesville. Another funny story. The Gainesville, you guys were performing at whatever place that was. And me and you parked our cars on the side of the building, and we're like, all right, you know, it's fine. Like the people said it's fine. And then we go inside. You're doing the event. There's the random people that signed up to do their little set list and stuff. And that kind of dwindles down. We all go in the back. You like have the mics and stuff set up. We're singing, you know, Pick Up the Phone or like whatever other Travis Scott songs and like just other shit that we like to listen to at the time. We're just singing. There's no way there. Some people came back. They were watching. They hopped up on stage. The night comes to an end. We go outside. little were we announced and known that our cars were gone. They got towed. I looked at Eli. I'm like, you said that you had it in with these people. They said. We're both, well, shit. So
shit.
We figured out the fucking towing company is about, 20 minutes away.
Fucking Superior Towing.
We took a bus, and then we walked.
When was this?
This was a long.
I don't recall the bus part, but I do remember.
You guys took a bus to get your.
Did we actually take a bus?
And it took us back to like farther than when we started too. Like we didn't.
When did this happen?
I do remember we had to find our way to Superior Towing at like 3 a.m.
and get both our cars. It was fucking
$100
wait, was
each,
that,
bro?
Yeah.
I do remember going to a towing.
That one girl you were dating, she was there because I found videos on my phone of us like doing B-roll or whatever. Adriana.
Yeah, I do remember. Yeah, when we were at the hookah lounge.
Yeah.
I do remember going to the. Yes, I do remember going to the towing. I do remember that.
That was a fucking.
Oh my god, that was
so that's a side.
Oh my god, that's a hidden memory. That's really where we first had Kenny come through.
Yes, that was the first gig that we had Kenny at, and that was
funny.
the beginning of String Keeper. That's
so crazy.
That was on 420, and that was our first day as a company, our first event as a company, and That is really, truly a great summary of how we started and how we've gotten to where we are, bro.
Just going up in the world.
Yep.
Yeah, now, like, time's passing. We're doing good in the company. Everything's going great. Jake Ward is upgrading in life. What new things have you been doing recently?
Life updates.
Yeah.
It's been a busy year. Proposed to my wife.
Dominique Ward.
In December, bought a house in March, got married in July, and now it's
We did a bachelor party in Vegas.
That was very
Iconic.
Hot dog eating.
Hot dog eating in bikinis. The first thing we saw.
Bikinis and weenies.
Bikinis and weenies.
Bikinis and weenies.
Doing lots of stuff. Been making things happen this year, and it's going well, dude. So, and now we're sitting at my job while Sal is cleaning the bar and wondering why I'm not helping. I'm out here.
Fuck Sal.
It's okay.
Fuck
You gotta
that.
get back.
Fuck
We
that
understand.
And yeah, so that's where we're at.
That's beautiful.
Trying to make it happen. Well, thank you, gentlemen.
He's setting an example for all of us.
Jake
I'm now
Ward,
looking
ladies
inside.
and gentlemen.
The lights have come on, and I must mic drop.
That's Jake Ward, ladies and gentlemen.
Beautiful.
Woo, 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 woo. Yeah, slurp it up. Slurp it up.
Yeah.
Slurp it up.
Alrighty.
They're going to be like, get these motherfuckers out of here.
Yeah, we're overstaying our welcome, but that's fine. Man,
So,
what's up?
we're on episode 12.
Yep.
We're in double digits. Everything's been kind of crazy these last 2 weeks of the hurricane, and then our studio, like with the cow, everything with the studio that we had. So now we're getting back on track. We're starting this out. So what's the next phase that we have going on? I think we should hit a new phase.
Hit a new phase. It's so funny. We always talk about these phases. I don't even know what number
Phases.
we're on.
We just went through
what
phase
number
1 of
alphanumeric bullshit. We're on.
Yeah, what's the first phase that we just did?
It doesn't matter.
Hurricanes.
Hurricanes. We have gone through a lot of phases and a lot of different points, as we just discussed. It's been a long 5 years getting to where we're at, going on 6. And I think the next phase for us is to really develop Stringkeeper into what we always wanted it to be, which was an artist management and just nightlife platform.
Yeah.
We had a lot of experience in Gainesville trying to make that happen, but we just didn't have the formula. We didn't understand what networking was. We didn't understand what the dance community was. We didn't really know our place in the music industry. We were just trying to ride the hip-hop SoundCloud wave, and then COVID happened, and we've been struggling to get through to the Tampa and St. Pete scene, and now that we've been here and we've been able to help support and try to add our own flair to all these events and these different communities, the big overall community was just struck by these hurricanes. So I personally want to take more of a leadership role and try to we have a lot of experience both in the industry, in music, in life, and I feel like we can add a lot to the community, and we can show the younger kids kind of like what it is to like pay your dues. You know what I mean? Like get your chops in, and like I see a lot of people who are like 6 months, 12 months, 18 months after they get aboard. They want to DJ. They have a following, which is great because honestly, if you have a following, that's like half the battle right there.
Yeah.
But and we came from the other side where we tried to go from the talent side. We tried to put our minds together and dig back into our roots and put a whole brand together and then rebrand and then try to release EPs, try to release music. Now we're trying to do more of the dance stuff. So I think we have to get back to that, and we have to put our money where our mouth is. We have to keep releasing our podcasts. We have to come at it stronger. We have Kenny Stay Trill, who's now underneath Stringkeeper, and we have to do a big unveiling for him. But he's got an EP in the works.
Yeah.
We got a lot of shit coming for 2025. We have a potential tour both in Florida as well as abroad, potentially international.
Yep.
So a lot of big things coming, as they say. Big things coming.
Big things.
But,
Big things, boss.
Yeah, but I personally, and I want to know your opinion too, but I think we should be focusing on making music, getting our names out there, putting Kenny on a pedestal, doing our live music thing kind of behind him and to support him, and then working with other artists in the area. Tampa and St. Pete have such a wide variety of house and bass artists, and Orlando is also a crazy market. So
yeah, no, I think 100% right. That's what we're going for, and I think this next phase is really good because the hurricanes are fucking us up, and now like we're just kind of getting to where we want to and directing where we want to and knowing what we want. And now Kenny's been such a huge part. And I think we're going to show that too on the podcast. Like now we're also moving into the podcast of the phase of like we've interviewed everyone we want to who hasn't been in St. Pete necessarily in the sense of artist-wise. Like I want us to start, we're going to start bringing on people in the sense of like, all right, we're going to start bringing on people who really introduced us big time into the scene there, and I'm very excited because we're gonna pick the shit out of their brains and see like how long they've been in the scene, what kind of advice do they have for people, and like we don't want to make it necessarily interviews and keep it like this relaxed kind of podcast, but we do want to show people, we want to show the audience people that have helped us. And we've done that before of like putting on shows and whatnot, but now to like sit down with them and really just let them tell their truth or their knowledge or anything like that, advice.
Yeah, I think it's interesting the point you make. Like the people we've had on our podcast, they've been integral to the community and they've been integral to like what we've done, but they weren't who we were originally interacting with when we first came to St. Pete. Like, we have mentioned names like Trippy Squad and Mind Collective and the whole OMF family, Gio himself, like Corsa. There's been people who were really there from the very beginning, from the first set that we ever played in St. Pete. And those are not the people that we've had on our podcast. We've had a lot of people who we've met in recent years and people who have supported us on the recent come up, which is great. And we want to get more of those people on here too. But definitely, I want to see Gio on here. I want to see Julian on here. I want to see Dre on here. I want to see Hoagie on here. Ketone. Yeah, man. We're calling y'all out because we want to make it happen. So
let's do it. That's the next little chapter.
Yeah, that's the next chapter for sure. And taking all those influences and making music of our own and collaborating with those artists. And
yeah, and the studio's a little different today. The set's a little different. Yeah, like we've kind of the studio got fucked up from the hurricane, and hope everyone's safe out there, and we appreciate the love on the recent post that we've made about it. But things are going to get back to normal, and we're going to keep on trying to put St. Pete, Tampa on the map, kind of bring everybody together and just keep on doing what we're doing because you guys seem to like the fucking podcast.
Yeah, we did something right with this, I guess. Yeah. So, definitely, man. I mean, so shit, is there anything else you want to address?
Just keep on expecting more podcasts, more events, more music all the fucking time.
Amen. Amen. Well, this is episode 12, the final mix. City of Tampa behind us, got the skyline. The dreams are endless. The world is our oyster. Fuck you, Milton.
Fuck you, Milton, you piece of shit.
Final mix. We'll see y'all next time. Peace.